The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
The 2023-24 Carson-Newman women's basketball schedule is here with the head coach, Mike Mincey. I'm Andrew Rogers for the Eagles Sports Network. Coach, before we get into the main slate, you're heading back to Rocky Top for the second straight year. What do you hope the team can get from heading there to play another quality Division I school?
Yeah, every time we get a chance to go down, just down the road to Knoxville and play the Lady Vols, it's an exciting time for our team, our players. This will be the second year in a row we've gotten to do that since we took a little bit of a break there for a couple of years, including COVID. But, you know, they're going to be talented as always. They'll be pretty big, sizable. We do have Lindsay at 6'2" and Ruth at 6'4", so we can somewhat, match up a little bit down there, which was better than in the past. And last year we had a good first quarter against them, and then Lindsay got in foul trouble, and it kind of all went downhill from there. But, again, it's a SEC opponent. It's usually on the SEC network. It's good PR for our program, and we look forward to it.
When you get into the regular slate, it's very similar to last year. You're going to be playing an NCAA tournament team, I think, at least once the first couple of weekends. Mm-hmm. What can your team kind of build playing some quality teams from seasons ago?
Yeah, I mean, we have Aiken, the first, it'll be here this year. Thank goodness we traveled a lot last year, so we'll be home a lot more. But we have Aiken, that tournament that went to the NCAA tournament last year. And, of course, Lander will be in year 2 of the new coach's tenure. And they had a good year last year and knocked off some pretty big opponents toward the end of the year. And I'm sure that they're ready to take another step forward with the new coach. And, Aiken lost a couple of players, but I'm sure that they're going to reload off of the team that went to the NCAA tournament last year.
You mentioned a lot of road trips last year. You went up to Michigan, played Saginaw Valley. Now they're going to return the favor with a home match or a home game for you this year. What was the thought process in adding that team, a group that brings a different style of play that you guys saw last year as well?
Yeah, you were up there with us when we went to Detroit. That was an unfortunate trip for us, a very humbling trip, actually. We had just lost Lindsay to her ACL tear in Game 4, and then we turned right around and went to Detroit. Obviously, we weren't able to put our best foot forward in that tournament and got smacked around really well. So we kind of wanted to go back up there, honestly, if it would work out. But it's actually Saginaw called us and was wanting to make a Tennessee trip. I think they're going to play Trevecca one game and then come and play us. We get to play another team that we got smacked by 17 last year up there, but it'll be on our home floor this year. So hopefully we can do a little bit better this year than we did last.
You end the calendar season with a road trip to West Virginia. First time the Carson-Newman women's basketball go to West Virginia, the state, to play a game since 2007. And that's a Glenville State team that won the national championship in 2022, a Final Four trip last year. Thought process in adding that game and what it can do to see where your squad is before you hit into the heart of conference play.
Well, we would talk about this one for a while, honestly. We were having a hard time scheduling. We were stuck at 27 games for most of the summer, couldn't find a 28th game, and then it was actually Glenville State reached out to us probably a month ago maybe. We were just willing to play 27 games and not pick up a 28th game, but they got in touch with us, and obviously we want to play a strong schedule, play against some strong teams. I think our girls, they expect that, and they need that to be challenged in these tough non-conference games. And like I said, they were in Final Four last year. They won a national title 2 years ago. They've got the system. They play really fast. They sub a lot. So it'll be something different that I think only makes our team more prepared as we go into conference play. And so once we figured out a date that would work, we got a 2-year contract where we'll go up there this year, and then they're going to bring their talents to Tennessee in the 23-24 season. So it really worked out well that we could get that full 28-game schedule for our kids and prepare ourselves as best as possible for conference play.
After that, you hit conference play for the next couple of months before the conference tournament and on in March. What makes this league so challenging year after year? It seems like it just continues to get better and better.
Yeah, there's a lot of parity in our league. It does seem like a lot of teams that have struggled in the past, maybe it was through coaching changes or whatever, they've shored up some of their weaknesses and become really strong teams. I mean, you can't really pinpoint a weak team in the league. There's a lot of coaches that have been around for a while and been in a long time, and they've been trying to put together recruiting classes. So, there's not going to be an easy night. We saw that last year. with what we had left on our roster when Michaela and Lindsey went out, that you can't take a day off. I mean, every night's going to be a battle, and we know that, and that's good for our league. It's good to have those competitive matchups, and I'm sure it's going to be a tough league to try to win this year for whoever can get it done.
Final question for you. As we talk now, you're just almost a month away from playing Tennessee in that exhibition game. What do you want to see this team improve upon? It's a veteran group, a lot of experience that returns with some good quality freshmen that you bring in as well. What do you want to see from this mix in this group as you gear up for the final stretch of the preseason?
Well, when we started practice last year, coming off of a SAC tournament title 2 years ago, 27-6, and that kind of thing, I felt like there was a lot of confidence with our group. A lot of confidence in how they can play. We actually returned the entire starting five that we started the year at last year down at USC Aiken, now that we have Lindsey Taylor back. So at the very beginning of this process in the preseason, we weren't where we needed to be, and you kept waiting for the day to happen to where they looked like the team that started the year last year. And we saw that, I guess it was last Wednesday. I think we left here, and Coach Nichols and I were like, all right, we're back. Lindsey's back. Mac's been playing well. That two players that we needed dearly last year didn't have. So I think it's just getting that confidence back that we are a really good team. Obviously health is a huge factor. We saw that last year. You got to have good health. You got to have good luck. But they're starting to gel together. We got 4 newcomers that are starting to pick things up. A lot of returnees, and it's just a matter of getting that confidence of, hey, we're a good team. Last year was an anomaly. Didn't have our full roster. Let's put together a better campaign this year.
Enjoy the rest of the preseason, Coach.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Mike Mincey. I'm Andrew Rogers for the Eagles Sports Network.